The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as President Pharaohs of Earth stood from his seat. The holographic projections of 200 alien species flickered around him, their forms ranging from crystalline beings to amorphous clouds of consciousness. They had been debating for 6 standard cycles, approximately 3 Earth weeks, and the patience of humanity had worn thin. Commander Bella Chen watched from the observation deck above, her fingers drumming against the railing. She had served under Pharaohs during the border skirmishes of '87, back when he was still a fleet admiral. She knew that look in his eyes, the calm before the storm. "Honored delegates," Pharaohs began, his voice carrying the weight of controlled fury. "We have presented evidence of the Zarthaxi Empire's unprovoked attacks on our colonies. 17 settlements, 4 million human lives. Gone." The Zarthaxi ambassador, a towering creature of obsidian plates and burning eyes, let out a sound that the translator interpreted as scornful laughter. "Your kind expands too quickly, human. You infest worlds like parasites. We merely sterilized." Bella's jaw clenched. Those were her people he was talking about. Scientists, farmers, children, families building new lives on the edge of known space. The Council's arbiter, an ancient being known as the Mediator, raised its ethereal appendages. "Peace must be maintained. The Zarthaxi will pay reparations. 10,000 credits per 10,000 credits? Pharaohs interrupted, his voice dangerously quiet. "You're placing a price tag of 10,000 credits on human lives?" "It is the standard rate for lesser species," the Mediator began. "Lesser species?" Pharaohs repeated the word slowly, as if tasting poison. He looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes or eye equivalents of species that had explored the stars for millennia, before humanity discovered fire. "You have sat in your council for 10,000 years. You have rules, protocols, procedures. You have forgotten what it means to fight for your existence." The Velcrin delegate, a being of pure energy contained within a force field, spoke up. "President Pharaohs, humanity is young. Only 3 centuries since you achieved faster-than-light travel. You do not understand the complexity of galactic politics. War is not the answer." Bella saw Pharaohs' hand move to his pocket, withdrawing a small data chip. He held it up for all to see. "This chip contains the last transmission from New Bethlehem Colony," Pharaohs said. "Shall I play it for the Council? Let you hear the screams of children as the Zarthaxi plasma bombs turned their school into ash? Or perhaps the message from Dr. Sarah Okonkwo, who used her final moments to document how the Zarthaxi forces made sport of hunting survivors?" The chamber remained silent. "No," Pharaohs continued. "Then let me tell you what I learned in my 40 years of service. Humanity didn't reach the stars through patience. We didn't build our fleets through careful deliberation. We survived because when someone threatens our home, our families, our future, we don't form committees. We act." The Zarthaxi ambassador rose to his full 3-meter height. "You dare threaten the Empire? We have warships that predate your civilization. We have weapons that could turn your precious Earth into a barren rock." Pharaohs smiled, and Bella recognized that expression too. It was the smile he wore at the Battle of Proxima, when everyone thought humanity was defeated. "Ambassador," Pharaohs said calmly, "let me tell you about human history. We are a species that split the atom before we had computers. We went to war with each other armed with wooden sticks and stones, and we never stopped fighting until we ran out of enemies on our own planet. Do you know what we did then?" He didn't wait for an answer. "We looked up at the stars and decided to keep going. And when we found you, all of you, we tried to be diplomatic. We tried to be civilized. We tried to learn your ways." His voice hardened. "But you mistake our desire for peace as weakness. You see our youth as a species and assume we don't understand how the galaxy works." Pharaohs turned to face the Zarthaxi ambassador directly. "Here's what you don't understand about humanity. Every human child learns about the great predators of our world. The lions, the sharks, the bears. Do you know which species hunted them all nearly to extinction? Us, not because we were stronger or faster, but because we're relentless. Because when you threaten a human, you don't just face one individual, you face all of us." Bella saw the shift in the room. Some delegates were leaning forward, perhaps for the first time truly seeing humanity as more than an upstart species. "The Council has failed to act," Pharaohs declared. "You've hidden behind your protocols while my people were slaughtered. So here's what happens next." He pressed a button on his wrist communicator. "Admiral Chen, are the fleets in position?" Bella's sister's voice crackled through. "All 12 battle groups ready, Mr. President. Operation Righteous Fury is green across the board. Gasps echoed through the chamber. 12 battle groups. Humanity had mobilized its entire military force. President Feroz, the mediator, said urgently, "This is madness. The Council will sanction Earth. You will be isolated, cut off from trade routes." "We've survived worse," Feroz cut him off. "We survived ice ages, plagues, world wars. We'll survive your sanctions." He turned to the Zarthaxi ambassador. "But you? Your empire has grown fat on conquest of species too civilized to fight back. Let's see how you fare against one that still remembers how to bare its teeth." The Zarthaxi ambassador's burning eyes widened in what might have been fear. "Enough talking," President Feroz said, his words echoing through the chamber and across quantum communication channels to every human ship, colony, and outpost in the galaxy. "Let's start the war." As Bella watched Feroz walk out of the chamber, she allowed herself a grim smile. The galaxy was about to learn a lesson that Earth's own predators had learned millennia ago. Never corner a human, and never ever mistake their kindness for weakness. The end.